Today we're going to look at the second TEK, Reading Comprehension of Literary Text, Theme, and Genre. So students will need to analyze, make inferences, and draw conclusions about theme and genre in different cultural, historical, and contemporary contexts, and provide evidence from the text to support your understanding. And you're going to be expected to relate the figurative language of a literary work to its historical and cultural setting. So the example that we're going to use for this is Animal Farm by George Orwell. Animal Farm is an allegory for Orwell's commentary about communism. He didn't agree with it. He thought it was flawed. And he uses words in his novel to demonstrate the problems that communism has in his mind. So today we're going to analyze the figurative language Orwell uses for the pigs in Animal Farm, and we're going to relate the figurative language to the historical context by creating a thesis statement, so that tomorrow in your families, in class, you're going to work with your family to analyze the figurative language Orwell uses for the horses. And your family will relate the figurative language to the historical context and create a thesis statement. So let's look at Chapter 2 on page 15 in your book. And I'm looking in particular at this paragraph right here, the second paragraph in Chapter 2. The first thing I noticed when I looked through the text was the names of the pigs. We have Napoleon, we have Snowball, and we have Squealer. Well, that's telling me quite a bit right there. What words do I associate with Napoleon? Dictator. What word do I associate with Snowball? Well, it's not going to last very long. And Squealer, I think of a tattletale. Next, I'm going to go back and look at the words that Orwell uses to describe these particular pigs. And his diction, his word choice, is very revealing. First of all, we have the work of teaching and organizing the others fell naturally upon the pigs. Why would it fall naturally upon the pigs? He answers that they're the cleverest of the animals. Well, that's a problem if all animals are supposed to be equal. Then we have the word preeminent, or highest among the pigs. Again, that's almost a social class order. And I also see the word vivacious when Orwell is describing Snowball. Quick in speech, inventive, but he's not considered to have the same depth of character. Among the other male pigs on the farm were the porkers and the best. There's another word that jumps out at me. Known among them is a small fat pig named Squealer. He's got twinkling eyes, nimble movements, and a shrill voice. And he was persuasive, and he could turn black into white. So I've got clever, preeminent, vivacious, quick, inventive, best, twinkling, nimble. I'm trying to find a pattern in those words. Best, twinkling, nimble, clever, persuasive, inventive, vivacious. What do those words have in common? Well, they're talking about intelligence, and they're also talking about agility, perhaps even mental agility. And that distinguishes them from the other barnyard animals. That's why the work of teaching and organizing naturally fell upon the pigs. And what you have here is a distinction of the pigs from the other barnyard animals because of their intelligence. And that is what Orwell considered a fundamental flaw of communism. All people are not created equal. And so you can come up with a thesis statement, maybe something like this. Orwell's use of words associated with intelligence and agility for the pigs highlights differences between the farm animals and illustrates a fundamental flaw of communism. So we've got words associated with intelligence and agility, and it shows the differences from the other animals, and that, in Orwell's mind, was a fundamental flaw of communism. So let's go back to the teak. It says, relate the figurative language of a literary work to its historical and cultural setting. And what we've done is we've pulled out descriptors that Orwell uses and show how those descriptors differentiate the pigs from the other barnyard animals. Orwell believed that communism was flawed, and he's showing why it's flawed because there's a natural hierarchy here with the pigs being at the top, and that's why all animals could not be equal, or all mankind was not equal, at least in Orwell's mind. Tomorrow, you're going to pick out the words that describe the horses and see if you can't see what Orwell was trying to say about the horses in Animal Farm. How did he perceive them? How were they different than the pigs? You can even cheat just a little bit and use this part of the thesis statement. Highlights the differences between the farm animals and illustrates a fundamental flaw of communism. And your first part of your thesis statement will be relating to words associated with the horses. That's just an idea there, or you can create one of your own with your family, whatever you feel more comfortable with.